I have no idea what I'm doing, but I am officially unemployed. Uh, so what does that mean? That means that I don't have a job for the next 2 weeks because I quit my job and got a new job, but that new job doesn't start for another 2 weeks. So I have nothing to do all day. So I figured, let's just do this. This is what unemployed people do, right? I don't know what I'm doing. I like movies. I'll probably talk about movies. I have a collection of movies. I can show that off. I have a ton of records. Those are all right here. I'll probably show those off. This is kind of just my 2 week vlog now that I'm unemployed. So this is my unemployment vlog. I got the camera set up. I got the light that I don't even think I need. I don't even think I need the light, but I have it set up just in case. So this is my 2 week unemployment vlog. Cool transition. We changed angles. I don't know if I'm going to edit that properly, but we'll find out. Seeing as how this is just a first vlog because I'm unemployed now, I figured we could just start with a little bit about me. And I think the biggest thing about me is I like movies. So today I'm going to show off all the records that I have. This is a screwdriver. I'm on the floor, but it looks like I'm sitting. Thank you, because that's the power of framing. Yeah, I know a lot more about movies than I know about music. I know a lot about music, but I know a lot more about movies. Movies is kind of the main thing that I want to focus on, but music is also something that I think is really cool. I have a bass guitar. I'll show that eventually over these 2 weeks, but I think the first thing we're going to do is go through all my records. I guess this video is also just for me because I like looking at the cool stuff I have. I have a lot of cool stuff. And I think sometimes it's hard to appreciate all that cool stuff that you have. So we're going to go over all the cool stuff that I have. This isn't me bragging, but it is. I have an app on my phone that allows me to catalog all the movies. Basically, I can catalog a bunch of different stuff like books and movies and comic books, video games, music, board games, action figures. I only use it for my movies, my records, and my CDs. We're not going to go over my CDs because all of the CDs I have on vinyl, except a few. But CDs aren't as cool. The only reason I got a bunch of CDs is because vinyl will eventually die, and that makes me sad. So I got CDs so that they won't. CDs will also die, but less quicker than vinyls. Anyway, I also have cassettes. I don't track those in my app, though. So if we look at the app, I have currently 115 records scanned into the app. I don't actually think this is accurate because some of these I couldn't scan in. So some of these are not in the app. So I have 115, give or take a few. I'm not going to go through them and count them, but I am going to go through them today with you right now. Let's start with my 7 inches. I don't have as many 7 inches, and I think my 7 inches are in the app, but not all of them, because some of them just can't scan. So we're going to start with my 7 inches because I don't have that many. Sorry, frog in my throat. Speaking of frog, my first 7-inch is this Over the Garden Wall 7-inch. It is a read and listen. So essentially you open it up and I love Over the Garden Wall. It was a show that I watched and it's really good. If you haven't seen it, you should really check it out. But this is essentially the story of Over the Garden Wall with this cool art, and I got this. And it comes with a vinyl that will read me the book. So I put this vinyl in, it will read me the book. Yeah, and I think it's really cool. I don't remember where I got this, but I got this from Mutant. It came with this little note too. This was released as part of, I want to say, the 10th anniversary. This is a repressing. I think this originally came out when the show came out, but I wasn't watching since the show came out. So this is the first 7 inch. It's a little book and a 7 inch. I think it's really cool. I also have vinyl sleeves for all my records. Gotta keep them safe. The next 7 inch that I have, well, actually, I have these two flexi discs. This is I Don't Want to Talk by Wallows. It's their single, I Don't Want to Talk. It's this really cool flexi disc. It's really cool. I got it because I wanted a flexi disc. That was the main reason I got it. Fun fact about my vinyl collection that you'll see going forward, I have one of every type of vinyl except a liquid vinyl and a shaped vinyl. But so I have a picture disc, a 7 inch, a 10 inch, a flexi disc, a Zoetrope. Yeah, so I have another flexi disc. I have Calling After Me. Wallows also released this. It's a really good song. I love Wallows. You'll see as we go on. This next 7 inch is funny, actually, because I, for some reason, on impulse, bought all of the Stranger Things soundtracks on vinyl. We'll get there, but one of them, and I didn't know this when I bought it, one of them came with a bonus 7 inch of Neverending Story by Gaten and the girl. So on one side is Neverending Story, and then on the other side is also Neverending Story. So I think it's the same on both sides. I don't actually know. I've never listened to it. The next 7 inch that I have also came with another record that we'll get to eventually, but I have the Black Pumas 7 inch of Eleanor Rigby, their cover of Eleanor Rigby. And then they also have, I think it's another cover, Ain't No Love in the Heart of the City. Again, I didn't get this willingly. It came with a vinyl, but I really like their cover of Eleanor Rigby, so I'm cool with it. It's just black, but I really like their cover of Eleanor Rigby, so I'm cool with it. Black Pumas. I have Good Luck Babe, the Chapel Roan single. It's red. And then on the other side is Make Out, Read and Make Out demo. Never listened to it. I got it because I really like Good Luck Babe. So, what can I say? I wanted Good Luck Babe. And now I have it on vinyl. I like Chapel Roan. I'm going to stop there. This next 7 inch actually has a story to it. It's the D-Sides 7 inch vinyl by Joe. Joe Keery's artist name. And the funny story about this it comes with Ugly Fisherman and Listen, which are the two songs that were like the D-sides of Decide. And it's this like translucent, I don't know if you'll be able to see it on camera. It's like a translucent green. It's called Seaweed, I think is the official, I don't know. But the funny story is I bought this 7 inch because I really like Decide. So I bought the 7 inch, and then like a month later, he announced that for Record Store Day, he was putting out Decide Deluxe, which is Decide with the D-sides included. So I kind of bought this for nothing, but I think it's a really cool little thing still. I like the D-side 7 inches. It's a pretty cool color. It's like I said, seaweed green it's called. This last 7 inch, I only have one more 7 inch. It is, I don't think it's rare, but it sold out really quickly. Like if I didn't buy it when I bought it, would not have it. But it's The Line by 21 Pilots from Arcane. This leaked, not the song, the 7 inch. I know the song leaked, I think as well. I don't really listen to leaks, so I don't know. But the 7 inch, it got put up on the website early. That's when I bought it because I'm subscribed to 21 Pilots newsletter. So they put it out on the Arcane site, and they're like, "Oh, go buy this 7-inch." So I did because I liked the song, and then it got taken down because they weren't supposed to put it up yet. And then by the time they put it back up, it had already sold out because it like went out first when it wasn't supposed to. So I don't think it's rare. It's just something that I have that not a lot of people have, I think. I don't know. I don't really care about rarity. I have the Discogs app, but I don't really use it. Again, because I don't care about what's rare necessarily. If I have it on vinyl, it's because I like it. It's not because, oh, this is going to sell for a crazy amount of money in the future. I don't really plan on ever selling these unless I have duplicates, but we'll get into that. Um, but yeah, so I don't really care about rarities or anything. But the line is just a yellow vinyl. The line is on one side, and on the other side, there's nothing. I think this was a little overpriced. But you know, you bought it because of the gimmick of Arcane. I bought it because I like 21 Pilots. So those are all my 7-inches. There's not a whole lot, but the ones that I do have, I really like. I wouldn't buy it if I didn't like it. So I guess now we can move on to the actual vinyls. I have, like I said, around 115. I don't know, give or take that number. But we're going to start with the top shelf. This box here is the Chromacopia shipping crate box. I bought it with the hoodie and the CD. The only thing that's left in here is the poster. But I just put it there because I don't want the vinyls to fall over and it's the perfect size. So that's why that's there. Moving on to the first real 12-inch vinyl, we have this big blue box here. This is, oh my god, notice how it was holding everything up. This is the Weezer Blue Album 30th anniversary box set. It's got this string here you can pull, like from the song Undone. Pretty nuts. This was way too much money. And I don't even know if I should have bought it, but I did. Something that you'll learn very quickly is I make a lot of rash impulse decisions. But I'm unemployed now and I can't do that anymore. So, yeah, it comes with a few cool collectibles. It comes with a blue 12-sided die from the song In the Garage. It comes with like a pin, comes with a few stickers. I think those are cool. I'm not going to show you them because this is a record review. Not a review. This is a record haul. So we're going to just talk about the records. But it comes with a poster. I'm not going to again, I'm not going to show it to you. This is about the records. I'm only going to show you the records. This is the first technical record thing that we're going to talk about because it actually is more than just one thing. This is a bunch of little things. First of all, I have a sticker sheet. I have some posters. I know I said I was going to show you the records. Whatever, okay? I'm showing you whatever I want to do. I'm unemployed. Shut up. Yeah, so the first two things we're going to cover is technically I have one more 7-inch. These are the LMU sessions that Weezer made for the Blue Album. This is just a black 7-inch. The Weezer BBC recordings on a 10-inch. Next, we have just the Blue Album. I think this is re-recorded. It's standard black. Nothing special. I'm pretty sure this is like remastered Blue Album. But, you know, the Blue Album 30th anniversary has to come with the Blue Album, doesn't it? This next one are the kitchen tape demos. These were all recorded in their kitchen. I'm kind of going to speed through these because I don't really know much about them. I just like Weezer. I like the Blue Album. These are the early recordings. These are all just standard black pressings. And then these are the early live recordings, and with a long-haired Rivers Cuomo on the back. That's not disgusting at all. This next thing is Bo Burnham's Inside. I love Inside. We'll talk about it a little bit more when we talk about movies, but I love Inside. It's so good. Yeah, so this is the Target edition of Inside. We'll open it up for you, but first things first, comes with these Inside stickers that I've never used. You can't see it, but they say Inside. Never used them, never will. I don't like using stickers. I have the lyrics. They come in this big book that for some reason I can't get out. The lyrics come in this book, Inside lyrics. And then I have this art print. Pretty cool. So this is disc 1. It's blue, but this slides out and it's blue and red. And so if you put on the blue one, you can see the blue image, and if you put on the red one, which we have later, you can see the red image, and then there's the same thing on the back. These pressings, same thing here. If you put on the blue thing, you can see the blue, and then the back. These pressings are pure white. They're pretty cool. These are the only white vinyls I own. I'm not going to show you the other two. They're also white. But I also have a green one, which is disc 2. It's green and blue. Like I said, these things are swappy outable, so it's green and blue. This is disc 2, and then disc 3 is red. Disc 1 and 2 are the songs from Inside, and then disc 3, side A, which is called side E in this because it's the third disc, so A, B, C, D, E. But side A of disc 3 are the songs from the outtakes, and then side D, or side B, sorry, from disc 3 are the score. So it's really cool. This next thing I'm not gonna open, but it's Hamilton. I have Hamilton on vinyl. I'm not gonna open it because they're all just black. This is the book. All the vinyls are black. I don't feel like opening it and taking it out right now. But just know I have Hamilton on vinyl. I also have the Hamilton mixtape. It's also just black. Not going to take it out. But just know I also have the Hamilton mixtape. These next few I'm just going to briefly mention because they're not mine. They're my girlfriend's. I'm just holding on to them for her. So I'm not even going to show them to you, but just know that they're on the shelf. But they're not in the app, so they don't count towards the 115. And they're not mine. They're my girlfriend's. But I have Car Seat Headrest, Twin Fantasy. I have Jack Johnson, Brush Fire Fairy Tales. I have Cake, Pressure Chief. Those 3 are not mine. They're my girlfriend's. I'm just holding them for her because she comes here often. Because she's my girlfriend. Why would she not come to my house? Think about that for a second. This next one is also my girlfriend's, technically. I know I said I wasn't going to talk about them, but this next one's also my girlfriend's, but I just wanted to show it off because I think it's really cool. One of her favorite albums is Built to Spill, There's Nothing Wrong with Love, and they did the 30th anniversary tour last year, and we got to go see it, so she got the album signed by Doug. I don't know if it's going to focus. I don't like this album, but I have it signed, and then it's this cool blue color. Yeah, again, this one's not mine, it's my girlfriend's, but it's signed, so I wanted to show it off because it's cool. This next album is a newer album. No, it's an old album, but it's new to my collection. I like the album, which is why I got it, but I only got it because it was on sale at Target. But I like the album, otherwise I wouldn't have got it. It's Rumors by Fleetwood Mac. It's a really good album. And mine is this cool, it's supposed to be gold, this gold pressing. I like the album, but I wouldn't have got it if it wasn't on sale. It's just how it goes. These next 2 albums go together. because they're two albums that I couldn't really care about. This is my grandma's. It's the Beatles, 1962 to 1966. I don't like the Beatles. Um, Hence why this isn't even in a sleeve because I don't really care. It's like a collection of their greatest hits. It's got Eleanor Rigby, and I like that song. And, you know, I think they got some good songs, but overall, I'm not really a fan of the Beatles. So that's why this one's not even sleeved because it's my grandma's. So I got the Beatles. And then the second thing is Now and Then, also by the Beatles. I have the big, it's a single technically, but for some reason I got it on a 12-inch. I could have just bought the 7-inch. The other side is Love Me Do, and I don't like that song, but I do like Now and Then by the Beatles. I don't like the Beatles, but I like Now and Then by the Beatles. So I got this, and then it goes with my grandma's record. Next, we have AM by Arctic Monkeys. AM? I think it's AM. It's AM, right, by Arctic Monkeys. It's just standard black. This one is also a more recent one for my collection, purely because I didn't really listen to the Arctic Monkeys until recently, and I found out that I really liked them. They're really good. I know I'm late to the train, but yeah, so AM, just standard black. I'm kind of rushing through the standard black ones because I'm not here to talk about the albums necessarily. Eventually, I'll do album reviews and talk about albums, but I'm here to talk about the vinyls, right? So I have a lot to say about AM because I like this album, but I have nothing to say about this vinyl because it's just black, and I can't really talk about that. This next one is mine now, but it used to be my girlfriend's. It's OK Computer by Radiohead, standard black pressing. I think it's 180 gram. But again, I really like this album, but my girlfriend really loves this album. So I bought her the deluxe edition a few years ago. So she gave me her old copy of OK Computer. I will say if she didn't give it to me, I don't think I'd have it. I really like OK Computer and I really like Radiohead, but I like songs here and there. The songs that I do like, I really like, but I don't really like a full album by them. So, but I do like OK Computer. It's a pretty good album, and I know it's considered as one of the best. I just disagree. We got another twofer. Oh boy. This is my first copy of the Blue Album, standard black. I had this for a while, and then I got the 30th anniversary box set. I still just mostly spin this one because it's easier to take out than the whole fucking box. But what's the second, you might be saying? I said it was a twofer. You might be thinking, what's the second? The same thing, but the 30th anniversary Zoetrope edition. I'm not going to spin it and show you, because that's a lot of work. But just know that I have the Zoetrope edition. This is the only Zoetrope I have, and it's Weezer. So this next one is, there's no introduction needed. It's Glass Animals, How to Be a Human Being. I don't really fuck with Glass Animals anymore. I don't like their new stuff. I don't like their old stuff. I love this album though. It's just a standard black, but I really like this album. Again, I don't like their old stuff or their new stuff, but I like this album. This is a good album. How to Be a Human Being. Good album. Now we're kind of getting to the interesting stuff. This is Nevermind by Nirvana. I have the silver pressing from Target. Yeah. Again, good album. I'm not a huge Nirvana guy, but this is a good album, so I got it on vinyl. This next album is pretty cool. I actually have a story to it. It's Dead Man's Bones by the band Dead Man's Bones, who consists of Ryan Gosling and his friend. They were going to make a movie called Dead Man's Bones, and this is the soundtrack to the movie, but then they never made the movie, but they made the soundtrack. This is a Newberry Comics exclusive. They only made like 4,000 of these. And I really like this album. It's like a spooky Halloween vibe. I think the pressing is called dark chocolate strawberry. It's like a red and there's kind of like dark red mixed in. Um, it's really pretty. The second one has the darker red, but I really like this album. It's kind of like a Halloween-y vibe. It's perfect to spin around Halloween. So, yeah, Dead Man's Bones. This one's pretty cool. There's only like 4,000 of these. So, okay, this one is pretty cool. It's fucking huge. Um, it is Mondo's The Batman soundtrack. There's 3 LPs. One of them is red, one of them is black, and one of them is green. I'm not going to take them out and show you because it's a pain in the ass to take out. Sleeving this, I can show you the red one because it's on the back, but sleeving this was such a pain in the ass. There is the red one sleeved in the back, and then the other two are like inside the sleeve. This was a holy grail for me for a long time, and then I finally found it on eBay for 50 bucks, and I was like, okay, that's a great price because everyone else is selling it for 200. So thank you, whoever sold this for 50 bucks. The Batman is one of my favorite movies of all time, and I needed the soundtrack on vinyl because it's such a good soundtrack. I love the score of the Batman. So now I have it on vinyl. It's so good. I will talk about the Batman eventually in another video, but now I have the score. It's really good. So the way that I have my records organized is I'm pulling these from left to right to show you, but the way that I organize them is like right to left. So this is this artist's second album, and then I'm going to show you her first album. But this is I Am the Dog by Sir Chloe. I don't really know how to talk about these albums in depth right now because I'll do that eventually, but Sir Chloe, I've seen her live. She's great. This album is just an incredible album. I Am the Dog by Sir Chloe. I have the clear version and a regular black. You can't really see it. It's clear, but I Am the Dog by Sir Chloe. Incredible album. I love this album so much. So that was Sir Chloe's second album, I'm the Dog. This is her first album, Party Favors. This album is also really good. I don't think it's as good as I'm the Dog, but it's really good. I have this hot pink pressing. It's more like a baby pink. Whatever. But this album is really good. And yeah, I really like Sir Chloe. This is the only Mac DeMarco album I have, but it's This Old Dog. It's the only one that I like enough of to get on vinyl. I like a few Mac DeMarco songs, but I really like this album as a whole, This Old Dog. It's just a standard black pressing, but also the cover is just really cool. One thing that I like about vinyl that you can't really get with anything else is getting to see the cover huge, right? Like when I see this cover on my phone, I can see it, but it's on my phone. And even like seeing covers on CD, they're still smaller. It's on a CD, but this is, I mean, it's 12 inches. At least the disc is 12 inches, so I'm assuming the case is a little bit bigger. But like, it's cool to see these album covers blown up. This Old Dog, really good album. Again, the way that I have these organized is I'm starting with their most recent album and then going back. So this is Rex Orange County's most recent album, The Alexander Technique. I have to admit something. Never listened to it. Have not listened to this album. I've listened to the first song, Alexander, and I really like it. And then I stopped listening to the album because I got to my destination. And I really only listen to music in the car or if I'm like alone at home. And I got to my destination, so I stopped listening to it. But I really liked Alexander, so I bought the album on vinyl. It's this cool like paper pressing. The color is like the color of a manila folder. And I'm excited to listen to the rest of it. I like Rex Orange County. So speaking of Rex Orange County, I also have what is widely considered and what I consider to be his best album, Pony. It's just a standard black, but if you look close, the vinyl has Pony over and over. And if you go on Spotify and look at the album cover, it doesn't have that. It's just a picture of his face. So again, another cool thing about the vinyl. This is a really good album, and I didn't realize it until kind of recently how much I fuck with Pony. Not by Genuine, but I do fuck with Pony by Genuine. But the album Pony by Rex, it's a really good album. Go listen to Pony, please. This is just a standard Black person. Something that I think is cool that he does is where it says side A, that's a horse. And the A is his head. And then side B, the B is his head. I don't know. I just thought that was cool. Maybe it's not as cool. I don't know. I thought that was cool. This next thing was, again, this isn't rare by any means, but it was cool that I just found it at my local record store. It's the 5th anniversary of Apricot Princess that he released for Record Store Day a few years ago. It's not Apricot Princess, it's the 5-year anniversary edition, which is cool. It's this cool, like, mint green. And I just found this in the record store. I didn't go to the record store day. I wasn't a fan of Rex Orange County 5 years ago, or whenever this album had its 5th anniversary. I don't remember. But I just found this in the record store, and it was really cool. And I didn't get it. I saw this in the record store, didn't get it. Went back the next day because I kept thinking about it. And I was like, dude, I should have got it. I should have got it. And so I went back and got it. It's cool. It comes with a booklet with all the lyrics and some pictures. It's on this really cool green pressing. Yeah. This next album I don't like listening to. It's more easy listening music for me. I don't like play it if I want music. Like when I'm playing my liked songs on Spotify, none of these songs are in my liked songs, but Chronicles of a Diamond by the Black Pumas, or just Black Pumas, it's not the Black Pumas, but it's like easy listening music. If I'm just doing something, I'll put on the music if I want to just like do it and zone out, but I can't really listen to these songs like as songs just because they're too like jazzy for me. They're good, don't get me wrong, otherwise I wouldn't have the vinyl, but I got the vinyl because like, oh, I'm going to be putting it on in the background. It's this cool golden red pressing, and the reason, this is the Barnes & Noble exclusive golden red pressing, the reason that I got this specific pressing is because I also have their first album, just titled Black Pumas, and it has 2 discs, a gold disc and it's supposed to be black and red, but it just looks black on camera, but I swear there's a little bit of red in there. So I was like, oh my god, this has the golden red pressings, and then that's a golden red swirl. That's so cool. This is the thing that came with the 7-inch of Eleanor Rigby. Again, I like the album, but it's just easy listening for me. This next album was one of my top albums of last year. It was a really good album, and I didn't expect it to be. Mutt by Leon Thomas. Andre from Victorious. He's talking about riding dick in this. He's not doing the riding. A woman is riding him. But either way, Andre from Victorious talks about getting head on this album. This is an R&B album. It's really fucking good. I listened to it for the first time in November. I think this came out September of 2024, but I listened to it at the end of 2024, and it blew me away. I love this album, man. Mutt, it's such a good album. I don't know if you'll be able to tell. I have like a black ice pressing, so it's see-through. Just kind of looks standard black, but it's see-through. So after I listened to Mutt, I went back and I listened to Electric Dusk by him. This is also a really good album. This pressing is this really cool forest green. And this album is also really good. I think Mutt is a little bit better. He really topped himself with Mutt. But Electric Dusk is also really cool. It's got Braille on it, and it's actually Braille. I don't know if it says Electric Dusk. I'm assuming, but I don't know. I don't speak Braille. This next album is probably my favorite pressing that I have. I don't know why, but I love this pressing. It's Aloha by Sun Little. Another like R&B album in the vein of Leon Thomas, but less vulgar and more beachy, if that makes sense. And I have this really beautiful, like translucent, it's called Pineapple. I just love this pressing. I don't know why, but it's my favorite pressing that I have. It's so beautiful. So the next few albums that I have are kind of joke albums that I bought not because I listened to, but because I think they'd be cool to have. I have both of the Minecraft pressings. The Alpha, Minecraft Volume Alpha is this cool green, and then Volume Beta is this cool like fire splatter. I don't listen to these, but I have them. I really don't feel like taking them out, but I also have the Stranger Things soundtracks on vinyl, seasons 1, 2, 3, and 4. I will take this out. I also have the score from season 1. It's volume 2 though. Don't know where volume 1 is. Again, I got this from my record store and I don't know. But it's the score. So I have the soundtrack for seasons 1, 2, 3, and 4, and the score part 2 for season 1. Don't know where part 1 is, but to end the top shelf, we have 2 more albums. They kind of go together, but they also kind of don't. We have Bad by Michael Jackson, and we have Thriller, also by Michael Jackson. These are just black, oh my fucking god. These are just black pressings, but who knew Michael Jackson was so good, man? Thriller, have you heard this album? This is a really good album. I get why people talk about it as one of the best. And Bad is also pretty good. It's not as good. I prefer Thriller. But again, not a whole lot to say about these because they're just standard black, but I just, that's the end of the top shelf. The bottom shelf is so many. There's so many on the bottom shelf. I have so many on this fucking shelf, so we're kind of going to speed run these. I'm just kind of getting tired of doing this. I don't know how people do this for a while. I thought this would be fun, but honestly, I think I have more interesting stuff on the second shelf, so maybe it will be fun. First things first, I have this box set of Drunk by Thundercat. It's a bunch of 10 inches. To be so honest with you, haven't listened to it. I just needed a 10-inch in my collection, and now I have a bunch of them. They are all red, which is pretty cool. Again, I haven't listened to the album. Thundercat's cool though. I like Thundercat. These next 2 releases go hand in hand, so we're going to talk about them kind of at the same time. I have Lemonade Mouth on vinyl. It's this really cool yellow and black pinstripe design. Who doesn't love Lemonade Mouth? And the second thing that goes hand in hand with Lemonade Mouth is, of course, Teen Beach Movie on vinyl with this like beach ball colored thing. That's what they call it, is beach ball colored. I don't think it's beach ball colored, but that's what they say. Teen Beach Movie has some of the greatest music I've ever heard. Genuinely, I love this movie. So I got the album. And I also love Lemonade Mouth. So I got the album. Because it's, again, these are just really good songs. The middle sticker is a lemon. These next 3 releases, I swear I'm not trying to rush. But these next 3 go hand in hand. We have to talk about them at the same time. I have Robert Eggers' movies soundtracks. I don't have Nosferatu. I want it, but I'm waiting to get it. So I don't have Nosferatu, but I do have The Lighthouse on vinyl. This was a really good movie. It's black and white, checkered. Checkered, is that what that's called? I don't know. I also have The Witch. It has a little bit of water damage on the cover because I spilled water on it, but the vinyl is okay. It's this brown vinyl, and I think it looks really pretty. And I also have The Northman on vinyl. It's this cool green and black cut in half. I really like Robert Eggers, so I got a ton of his movies on vinyl. Sue me. Okay, moving on. This is where I think my vinyl collection starts to get interesting, because now we're getting into the artists that I really enjoy, so I wanted cool pressings of their stuff. That being said, I don't have any other pressings other than black for this next artist. Harry Styles. This is Harry's House. Really good album. I think this is maybe his best album. I really like this album. I just have a standard black. I know that I just said now we're going to get into the cool stuff, but I don't have any cool stuff for Harry Styles. I just like his music, okay? Harry's House is a really good album. I really enjoy it. Doesn't say Harry's House anywhere on this cover, by the way. That's what I was looking for. Just doesn't say it. Who knew? But it's a really good album. I really like Harry's House. Of course, next we have Fine Line. This is also just a standard black. It's a 180 gram. This one is fine. I think Fine Line is fine. I like some of the songs. I think the song Fine Line, mwah, chef's kiss. I think She off this album, really good. But then there are other songs on this album that I don't really like as much. Not a huge fan of Adore You. Watermelon Sugar was overplayed, but I do like most of the album, so I got it on vinyl. I also have Harry Styles 1, or HS1 as the girlies call it. The album is just called Harry Styles. This might be his best album. This is a no skipper for me. Standard black, but I really like this album. Some of my favorites, I really like Woman. I really like Only Angel. Meet Me in the Hallway is really good. From the Dining Room Table. Like, again, From the Dining Table, same thing. Again, no skips on this album. I think it's a really good album. Beautiful guy. Okay, next up we have Olivia Rodrigo. This is the Target pressing of Guts. So this is the alternate cover. It's magenta. I liked Guts. I thought Guts was pretty good. I liked Guts so much that I got the Black Friday pressing. This is the Guts Spilled Black Friday 2 LP. Comes in this purple protective case. The standard cover of Guts Spilled. The vinyls are really pretty. Something I will say, fuck you, Newberry Comics. There's like sticky stuff here. Because that's where they put the price sticker. And when I tried to take it off, it left sticky residue. So thank you so much, Newberry Comics. Really pretty pressings. This one's like this marble red. And then we have a marble purple. These are really pretty pressings. I really like Guts as an album overall. Stop hurting Olivia, guys. Or do. So she'll put out good songs. Of course, you can't have Guts without Sour. This is a really good album. Who knew that someone at 17, 18 could be way more talented than most of America, myself included. I really like Sour. This is her store exclusive pressing, so it's Coke. It's not Coke, it's just clear. Yeah, I really like Sour. Sour's a good album. Next, we have your favorite artist's favorite artist, Chappell Roan, Rise and Fall of Midwest Princess. I used to really like this album, so which is why I bought it. It's the Target Peaches and Cream color, which is fine. I wish it had more cream. Honestly, it's mostly peaches. This is, yeah, I used to really like this album, so I bought it on vinyl, and I don't really like it as much after a re-listen. Some of the songs don't hit the same way they did. I still think it's a really good album, but I don't think I would get it on vinyl today. This next album is probably one of the saddest albums I've ever heard. Sufjan Stevens, Carrie and Lowell. This is the standard black pressing, but dude, this album makes me cry every time I hear it. 4th of July? 4th of July? Go fuck yourself, dude. Go fuck yourself. I already have trauma with the 4th of July, and now you made a song about it? Fuck you, Carrie. And Lowell. And Sufjan. But all seriousness. But in all seriousness, this album is really good. This next artist is popular. My friend Rory showed them to me. TV Girl. This is Death of a Party Girl. This is the standard black pressing. All of my TV Girl pressings are the standard black. They restocked their store a few months ago. I would say like last summer maybe. They restocked their store. So I grabbed all the albums that I wanted real quick because they sell out. Because they're like super independent. But Death of a Party Girl, it's a pretty good album. I really like it. They mention Rhode Island, which is where I'm from. And obviously you can't have Death of a Party Girl without Who Really Cares. This is what I think is their best album. I really like Who Really Cares. Again, this is their first album that I listened to. My friend Rory showed them to me, and I really like them. Who Really Cares is a great album. This is just a standard black pressing, but again, they restocked their store, so I just had to grab whatever I could. And their first album, French Exit, again, standard black, but this is also a really solid album. I think their first three albums in French Exit, Who Really Cares, and Death of a Party Girl are all really good. Not a big fan of Grapes Upon the Vine, or Grapes on the Vine. I don't think I'm going to get it. But their first three albums, man, real bangers. This next artist is pretty cool. It's Model by Wallows. This is a really good album. I love Wallows. This is the signed version. I pre-ordered it. They signed it. This is like the signed insert. They didn't sign my album. This is a really good album. It's the Sunset edition. It's this cool orangey color. Really good album. Can't wait for more. It's their EP that's coming out soon. And if I don't get it, probably going to kill myself, but that's fine. Tell Me That It's Over, their second studio album. I have the Barnes & Noble yellow pressing. This is their best album. I don't care what anyone says. This is a no-skip album. I think all of their albums are really good. Nothing Happens is great. Motto is amazing. Spring, their EP, is really good. But this is my favorite album by them. This is their best album. I think there's no skips on this album. I love this album. So yeah, Tell Me That It's Over. Great album. I think Wallows has one miss in their entire catalog, and it's Remote. It's got a few good songs, but overall, I'm not really a huge fan of Remote. I got the hot pink pressing. I bought it at the tour because it was $10 at the tour, and I couldn't pass that up. Why would I pass that up? It's $10 for a vinyl. Are you kidding me? $10 for a vinyl on tour? I had to listen to the rest of the show with the vinyl between my legs, but that's fine. The show was great. Remote is okay. Something that I forgot about that I always forget about is that the back of the Remote vinyl has Remote etched into it. You cannot tell. This next vinyl, again, is Wallows. It's Nothing Happens, but this is the 5th anniversary edition they released for Record Store Day last year. This is also a really good album. I really like Nothing Happens. It's this cool white with blue splatter and then blue with white splatter. Yeah, it comes with a few singles that weren't on the actual album because it's the 5th anniversary Record Store Day. So it comes with Trust Fall, Underneath the Streetlights in the Winter Outside Your House, and Bad Remake. Only one of those was never pressed. Bad Remake has never been technically pressed before until now. But Trust Fall and Underneath the Streetlights Outside Your House were on the singles collection. We'll get to it. Another one of my prettiest pressings, my tastiest, yummiest pressings is Wallow's Spring EP. I really like some of the songs that are on this, but honestly, just look at that. Look at that pink and green swirl. It looks like Trix yogurt. It's making me hungry. It's really pretty though. I really like this pressing. This album's really good. So, and of course, who could forget the singles collection that they released for Record Store Day a few years ago. It's this really cool blue, same as the album cover. It's actually, the vinyl is a little bit lighter than the cover, but it's a bunch of their singles that they released, like Pleaser and Underneath the Streetlights Outside Your House. I want to say that Drunk on Halloween is on here. It is. Yeah, the singles collection, also really cool. This artist we've spoken about previously, but this is the Decide album by Joe. This is the Black Friday Deluxe edition, so it's a picture disc. That front side is a magic 8-ball, and then the back side is like his face pressed against the glass, almost. I wasn't going to get it, but I woke up on Record Store Day late, went to the store, and they had it. So I was like, okay, I'll grab it. They have it, so. And of course, I already had the album before I got it, so this is the deluxe. This is just the standard edition that I have. It's the same as the Lighthouse, where it's like black and white, cubed, quadrupled. But so this is just the same album, just not deluxe. Of course, I also have 2020 by Joe. This is a repressing that came out in 2022. My girlfriend got it for me for my birthday. It's really cool. I think this is his best album. I really like 2020. I really like Decide, but I think 2020 is really cool. It's this cool blue pressing, and it's a really good album. It's like it's a vibe. Okay, moving on to Bibby Eyelash. We have Hit Me Hard and Soft. This is the Target exclusive, so it's this like puke yellow. I know that it's called the Eco Mix because it's recycled vinyl or whatever, but it's a really ugly color. So, but this is Hit Me Hard and Soft. I think it's her best album. I really like it. She pulled out all the stops this time around. I think it's way better than her second album. Happier Than Ever is her second album. I think this pressing is really beautiful. It's this like nice baby blue. Super pretty. I like Happier Than Ever more than I did a few months ago. But I have the vinyl because it's still a good album all around. I also have Bibby's first album, Where Do We Go When We Fall Asleep. This is a really good album. I got into her really late, so I kind of just got into her after Hit Me Hard and Soft already came out. This is the Target Glow in the Dark pressing. Ooh, fancy. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a good album. Thanks, Bibby. This next artist, Sound the Alarms, I Don't Care. It's AJR. I really like AJR, okay? Screw me. This is the Maybe Man. This is the standard black pressing, but the Maybe Man is a pretty good album. I really like this one. It's a good album. So of course we also have OK Orchestra by AJR. This is a really good album. Came out day after my birthday, so thank you AJR for the little birthday gift. This is the repressing. It's the clear with the orange splatter. They re-pressed it last October, and it was like black with like ghostly pressing. And I think that was cool, but I like the clear. I like clear vinyls. Sue me. And this one is clear with orange splatter. So then we have what many people, myself included, think is their best album, Neo Theater. This is also the clear and blue splatter pressing. I really like Neo Theater. Some of these songs are really good. Dear Winter is a banger. Don't care what anyone says. And of course, just rounding out the lot, we have the Click Deluxe Edition. This is, again, the clear and purple splatter. So you can't see it because I can't see it. But the other side, side B of disc 2 of the Click Deluxe Edition, has an etching of something. Here's the crazy part. I don't even know what it's an etching of because I can barely see it. I think it's of the keyboard staircase that's on the cover, but I don't know. Next, we have the #1 artist on Spotify in the entire world, Bruno Mars. This is Silk Sonic, but it's Bruno Mars. That's Bruno right there. This is Silk Sonic, An Evening with Silk Sonic, by Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak. I really like this album. I like the jazzy elements to it. It's the standard black. But Silk Sonic is pretty cool. Thanks. Now it's time for the #1 most listened to Spotify artist in the world. It's Bruno Mars, but for real this time. This is 24 Karat Magic, or 24K Magic. I think it's called 24 Karat Magic. This is probably his worst album, but it's still really good. Bruno, how do you keep making #1 hits? Do you owe money to Las Vegas? Will you put out another album? No one knows. But this is the clear pressing. Again, I really like clear vinyls. I have like 4 of them, 5. I have like 7 of them. Probably his worst album, but again, it's still really good. Now it's time for the #1 most listened to artist in Spotify history. #1 artist on Spotify, Bruno Mars, but for real. The second time. This is Unorthodox Jukebox, Bruno Mars' second studio album. I think this one's pretty good. I really like this one. This is the standard black pressing. This one's got the saucy poster inside of Bruno Mars fucking a gorilla. Is that what the poster's of? That's what I think it's of. What do you think it's of? But it's a pretty good album. Really like it. but I don't like it as much as I like his first album, Doo-Wops and Hooligans by Bruno Mars. This is a really cool orange pressing. Wish it were yellow, right? It's not. It's a translucent orange, but it's still just a really good album all around. Coming out the gate swinging, dude. He'll jump on a grenade for you and me. So I have a quick story to tell about this next album. This next album is a Doja Cat album, and I really like Doja Cat. You may call me a kitten. This is Scarlet 2 Claude by Doja Cat. I waited a whole year for this album, right? Because the vinyl didn't come out until the year anniversary of the album. So I waited a whole year for the vinyl. I ordered it. I pre-ordered it. And then it took 4 months to come in. It took so long to come in fact, that I thought I got scammed. So I went and bought the album. I bought it at the record store because I was like, dude, I'm getting scammed. There's no way it came in. It's been 4 months. So I bought the album, which is this one. This is the one that I bought. It's this cool cream colored pressing. I really like it. I really like the album. But then, out of nowhere, it came in the mail. So I decided to keep the wrapper on, and I have it wrapped and unwrapped. This is how much of a kitten I am, bro. I bought the album twice. On a much happier note, I also bought Hot Pink by Doja Cat on a Hot Pink vinyl. This took like 2 weeks to come in, which is the standard time for shipping to come in. Didn't take 4 months. So I only have one of these. It's Hot Pink. It's a really cool... I just like that color. I bought this because it's pretty good. It's Control by SZA. I bought it because I'm seeing Kendrick Lamar and SZA on tour in May, and I didn't know anything about SZA. I only knew about Kendrick Lamar's music. So I listened to Control. I liked it, but then I listened to Control Deluxe, and I hated the deluxe tracks. But then I found out that they didn't press Control Deluxe. They only pressed Control. So I was like, oh, cool. So I bought the vinyl. It's this really cool green. Not as big of a fan as SOS, so I'm not going to get it. But I do like Control. Now, on to my rap albums. I know that Doja Cat and SZA are also rap, but those are my rap females. Now we're moving on to my actual rap albums, starting with someone who, again, these are all like in a specific order. So it went the poppies, like the pop guys, Harry Styles, to Olivia, to Chapel, to Wallows. I would call them a bit of a poppier band now. And then Wallows transitioned into the indie stuff with like Joe and Billie Eilish. And then Billie Eilish transitioned into AJR, Don't Ask Why. And then AJR transitioned into Bruno Mars, Don't Ask Why. And then Bruno Mars transitioned into Doja Cat because they're both kind of rappers. Bruno Mars can rap. And then Doja Cat and SZA because they're both female rappers. And now SZA transitions into Kendrick Lamar because they were both signed to TDE. So we have GNX. I really liked GNX. I like sometimes when albums are just, hey, here's music, and it's not this crazy big story that you need to dissect over and over. So I really fucked with GNX. This is the white store copy that he had on his web store. I also bought the 180 gram, so I have this album twice as well as the Doja Cat one. But this time I did it on purpose because I wanted the 180 gram. And then I also have the white one. So I really liked GNX. Continuing along with Kendrick Lamar, we have Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. These are standard black, but they're 180 grams. This is the greatest fucking album I've ever heard by him. I really like Mr. Morale. I really like Mr. Morale. I don't really want to get into it right now because I could go on for a bit. But Mr. Morale is, I think, his best album. So go listen to it. Moving on, we also have Damn by Kendrick Lamar. This is also a really good album by him. This is the Target pressing, meaning it's like a deep green. It looks black, but I promise it's a deep green. My only gripe with this album is with what Target did to it, because Target pressed Damn on like a deep forest green translucent, and then Target pressed Good Kid, Mad City on red. Why the fuck is Damn not on red? I don't know. You tell me. I also have Untitled Unmastered by Kendrick Lamar. It's standard black. I don't have much to say about this one. It's Untitled Unmastered. Some of them are pretty good. Then, of course, next we have his magnum opus, To Pimp a Butterfly. This is not my favorite album by his. I think this is his worst album. Dare I say it? But again, I think it's his worst album. And look at me. Of course I would think that. This is just the standard black pressing. I do really enjoy this album, though. I think To Pimp a Butterfly is super important culturally, significantly. I really like this album. I just think it's his weakest. But again, look at me, and then look at Kendrick Lamar. And of course, we have Good Kid, Mad City. This is not the deluxe version because I don't really like the deluxe tracks, so I just got the regular Good Kid, Mad City. It's on red. Why was Damn not on red, Target? Explain yourself. Good Kid, Mad City. Obviously, it's his most popular album. I actually don't know if it's his most popular album, but it's got his most popular songs. Good Kid, Mad City, though. It's a great album. Now transitioning from Kendrick Lamar to Baby Keem, The Melodic Blue. This was a pretty good album. This is the standard black. Surprising how good this album was. I expected it to be bad, and it wasn't. It was good. Okay, now we're moving on to my personal favorite artist of all time, Childish Gambino. Woo! Obviously, at the time of recording this, Bando Stone isn't out yet. I did pre-order the vinyl, but it's not out. I'll get it when I get it. Until then, I do have Atavista. It looks like it's just white, but I promise it's Atavista. It's standard black. I fuck with this album, guys. You don't fuck with this? 3:15:20 was good, and then Atavista made it better, baby. Although I do miss 32:22. So this is Awaken My Love. I think this is his best album. Awaken My Love is a really good album. This is the Walmart Baby Blue exclusive. Come on, Me and Your Mama, Terrified, Baby Boy, California, Redbone, Stand Tall, Zombies. This is a great album. I love this album. I think it's his greatest album. His most impressive album. I also have the limited edition version of Awaken. It's the virtual reality vinyl, so it comes with the 180-gram LPs. It has a glow-in-the-dark cover. It's got a booklet of pictures, and it's got these virtual reality glasses that don't work anymore. But it also has, after Stand Tall, it also goes into The Night Me and Your Mama Met, but with vocals that he released at the Pharos concerts. So I also have this box set. It's really cool. Moving on, we also have Kawaii by Childish Gambino. A few years ago for Record Store Day, he released this where it was random what you got. You either got a yellow vinyl, a blue vinyl, or a yellow-blue swirl. I bought it on Record Store Day, and I got yellow, and then I nailed it to my wall because I stopped collecting vinyls. I gave away all of my vinyls, but I did want to keep Kawaii, obviously, so I put it on my wall because I have a wall of rainbow vinyls. I'll show those, but I got yellow. So then when I was recollecting vinyls after I got back into it, I was like, I don't really want to take down the yellow one because I feel like I damaged it putting it up on the wall. So I bought the blue one off eBay. Thank you to whoever sold me this. It's a really nice blue. I've thought about going after the yellow and blue swirl one, but maybe one day when I have more money. But for now, I'm okay with just the yellow and blue that I have. We now move on to my favorite album of all time, what I think is the greatest album ever created, Because the Internet. I have 3 copies of this album. I have one that's just standard black. It is on my wall, not on this wall, on that wall. You can't see it, but and then I have this version, which is also standard black, but this version comes with the physical copy of the screenplay. This was a holy grail of mine for the longest time, and I finally have it. It's so cool. I found it at a random thrift store in Boston. No, I found it at a random thrift store in New York, of all places. That not even New York City, like Albany. Um, but yeah, this was a holy grail of mine, and I finally have it. And then I also have the black standard that's just on my wall, and I also have the Walmart pink version. This is usually the one that I spin only because it's the easiest to take out. But I think this is the greatest album of all time, and I'm sure I'll talk about it eventually. But we need to move on, otherwise we'll be here all day. To round out the Childish Gambino albums, I also have Camp. This is the Walmart exclusive red vinyls, the Bonfire Red. Camp is really cool. I really like Camp. So this is the Walmart exclusive red vinyl. And then I also have the 180 gram black vinyl. This one I had for a longest time, and then my ceiling caved in at my apartment, which is why there's a little bit of damage here. But the vinyl survived. Moving on, we have Kids See Ghosts by Kanye West and Kid Cudi. It's the standard black. I have this in the translucent blue. It's up on my wall. Again, not this wall, but a wall that I'm pointing to that you can't see. But I bought it again to get on standard black. It's whatever. I spin this one. It's a really good album. Sucks that one of these guys is just the worst person on planet Earth, huh? And I'm not talking about Kid Cudi. Now, even though he is the worst person on earth, and I'm talking about Kanye West, this is Donda on vinyl. Listen, it was on sale for like 20 bucks. Okay, my record store was desperate. They had like 6 copies they were trying to get rid of. Donda isn't a good album by any means, but for 20 bucks, I really like some of the songs. So I got Donda on vinyl. It's technically Donda Deluxe. Like that makes it any better. It doesn't. Donda. That being said, I'm not ashamed to own My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. This is so good. Come on, man. Why do you have to be the worst fucking guy ever? Yeah, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. This album is really good. I was looking for it for a while when I finally found it. It's just standard black, but still really cool. I swear to God, that was the last Kanye West. There's no more Kanye West. Let's move on to someone who's actually pretty good. MF Doom. This is Mad Villainy by Mad Villain. Mad Villain is, of course, MF Doom and Madlib. It's just the standard black, but yeah, dude, it's fucking good. Like, it's fucking good. You don't need me to tell you that. But, of course, you can't have Mad Villainy without Food. This is the 20th anniversary edition of Food. I prefer this cover. Blasphemy, I know. But I think this cover is really cool. And I think this pressing is really cool. It's like this cool magenta pressing. I really like the art that they did on this pressing. It's like a thick cardboard. It's not like a paper. Moving on to the only Mac Miller album that I can tolerate listening to, The Divine Feminine. I don't really like Mac Miller. Sorry. But I do really like The Divine Feminine. And I will say one of the reasons that I got this is because it's this really beautiful blue. This is so fucking gorgeous. Oh my God. But this album's pretty good. I don't really like anything else by him, but this album is really pretty. Okay, I have 2 artists left to go through, both of whom are, strangely enough, named Tyler. This is Chromacopia by Tyler, the Creator. This is the limited edition pressing that was made of like 100,000. I managed to nab one. I am number 35,212. Yeah, Chromacopia is a really good album. So I'm glad that I have it on vinyl before it's actually released. It's this cool green vinyl. This is the limited edition pressing, so it's got like the Mother, I think is what we're calling that song, and the Playboy Cardi verse, and thought I was dead. I also have Call Me If You Get Lost, the estate sale. This is huge. I can't sleeve it. Comes with this cool lyric book, and the vinyls are this really pretty blue pressing. This is just really pretty all around. Tyler always has brought his A game when it comes to the vinyls. Next up, Igor, Standard Black by Tyler the Creator. This is also a really good album. I'm moving a bit fast because these are all Standard Black, so I don't really have much to say about them. But we have my favorite Tyler album, Flower Boy. This is also just Standard Black. I really like this album. Probably, I think, his best album. Sorry. This is really cool. This is really funny. One time, I went to a concert in Boston. I went to the Built to Spill 30th anniversary concert that I was talking about before, and there's a record store near the venue, so I decided to pop in and see what they had, and they had a bootleg Cherry Bomb, so I bought it. This isn't the official Cherry Bomb, it's the bootleg one, but it's pretty cool to have. Cherry Bomb on vinyl, whether it be a bootleg. One pressing is this like pinky pressing, and this one is this cool blue. Sound quality is not the best, but it's a bootleg. What are you going to do? And just to round things out, we also have Wolf. It's the hot pink pressing. It's the one where his face is a fucking sticker. What am I supposed to do with that, Tyler? Tell me. I know you know. So yeah, that's rounding out. I don't have Bastard or Goblin. And finally, our final artist, my last vinyls to talk about, 21 Pilots. You knew it was coming. I had the line on 7-inch. Also named Tyler. This is Clancy by 21 Pilots. I think it's their best album. Something that I think about 21 Pilots is that they've gotten progressively better every album. I think their worst album is their first album, and I think their best album is their most recent album. And I think if I had to rank those albums, it would go Clancy, Scaled, Trench, Blurry Face, Vessel, Regional, and then at the bottom, self-titled. So I think all of their albums, they've gotten a little bit better with each album. That's my personal opinion. I know I'm wrong. I know the vast majority of people disagree. Shut up. This is the Spotify fans pressing, so it's like this yellow and red splatter. It's pretty cool. I really like this album. I also saw them on tour. They were really cool. The next album is technically not an album. It's their MTV Unplugged live performance. They did something pretty interesting. I think they did some cool stuff. You know, they played some different versions of their songs, which I thought was cool. It's this blue pressing that's pretty cool. This is my first time listening to it, was on vinyl. I listened to it on vinyl and then on streaming, so I bought the vinyl without even hearing it, because my girlfriend was like, no, you're going to like it, it's good. And I was like, okay. I have 2 copies of this next album, and that's because I have one Standard Black and I have one Baby Blue, and it's Scaled and Icy. This used to be my favorite album by them. Now I think it is Clancy, but I got this Baby Blue pressing. I also have it on Standard Black, but they're the same, just different colors. I'm not going to whip them out. Next up, we have the Location Session. I'm keeping that in. Next up, we have the Location Sessions for Trench. It's on this cool silver vinyl. Fun fact about this, I bought it from Canada. I bought it off the Canadian store, and it came in like 2 months. Still less time than the Doja Cat vinyl. Next up, we have Trench. This is a pretty cool album. I really like it. This is the Standard Black pressing, but it's Trench. Welcome back, baby. We have 3 albums left. I know, so sad. We've gone through so many. We've been through so much together. We have 3 left, so let's end strong. We have Blurry Face by 21 Pilots. This is the silver pressing. Yeah, it's cool. I like this album, I guess. It's silver. The final 21 Pilots vinyl that I have is obviously Vessel. It's also on silver. I bought this at the same time as Blurry Face for, I think it was the 10th anniversary of Fueled by Ramen, who's their publisher. So they made like those silver vinyls. So I got Vessel and Blurry Face on silver vinyl. But Vessel's okay. So that has been all the vinyls that I have on my shelf. You might be thinking, I said that we had 3 vinyls left, and then I showed you 2 more, and now I'm saying I have no more on my shelf. That's because this next vinyl is so big, it doesn't fit on my shelf. The final vinyl that I have in my collection is my most prized vinyl. There's no vinyl I own that means more to me than this vinyl. And that, maybe some of you already guessed it. It's the special edition box set Ada Vista with visualizers for each song. This just came in the other day. It's kind of what inspired me to make this video because I just wanted to show it off because I think it's so cool. This is the box set of Ada Vista. I'm going to open it. I'm going to show you what's inside. So we're switching to the handheld mode for this. Sorry, y'all. But this is the box for it. It says Ada Vista. This glows in the dark, but you can't really tell. You open it up, and it's got this really cool screen that plays a video. This is the vinyl Ada Vista. I haven't opened it because I already have the other one, so why open this one? But this is the vinyl inside, and there's these buttons on the side. There's a pause button and a play button. There's a skip button, and then there's a volume up and a volume down. If we skip, it's got visualizers for each song, and it will play the songs. I have to stop there because I don't want to get copyrighted. But it also, underneath the vinyl, there's a micro USB cable that plugs into the side here, and you can plug it into your computer and rip the video files as well as the audio files, and it comes with some BTS pictures and stuff, and audio files of 31520, which is what this originally was. People are upset because they expected a bit more. This got delayed heavily. Some of the videos appear to use AI. Obviously, I'm no AI expert, but from what I can tell, I don't think any of the videos use AI, except maybe like 1 or 2. There's a few that I was like, oh, I think this is AI, which sucks. You know, AI art sucks. But all around, this thing is really cool. I'm really fucking happy with it. I love Childish Gambino, and I think that this was such a unique thing to do. So this is the last vinyl that I have in my collection. So that's it. I don't have any more vinyls in my collection. I showed you all the vinyls I had. This was such a fun journey that we went on. And now that I'm unemployed, expect more. I think next time I'm going to show off my movie collection. That's going to be a way longer video because I have way more movies than I do vinyls. But I guess really quick speed run, we'll do CDs and cassettes. Okay, really quickly, these are my CDs. We have all of Bruno Mars's albums as well as Silk Sonic, all of Billie Eilish's albums, all of 21 Pilots. We have Weezer. We also have Make Believe by Weezer. I think this is a good album. I'll put it back in later. We also have the White Album by Weezer. I don't have these on vinyl, but I think they're pretty cool. We also have all of Harry Styles on CD, all of Olivia on CD, all of Tyler on CD. We have My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. We also have Yeezus. It's still sealed just because I don't want to open it, break the aesthetic. All of Childish Gambino's on CD, a ton of Kendrick on CD, AJR's on CD, Joe, Wallows, and then I have a few random CDs that I'm not going to talk about because they don't really matter. Really quickly, now we're going to do cassettes. I don't have a whole lot. I have GNX on cassette. It's clear. I have this cassette for Sarah. This is from Over the Garden Wall. This is the cassette that Wirt made for Sarah. I have the Guardians of the Galaxy cassettes. I have Awesome Mix 1, Awesome Mix 2, and Awesome Mix 3. Because why not? I have Decide on cassette by Joe. I have Tell Me That It's Over on a yellow cassette and Model on a clear cassette by Wallows. I have Bleach by Nirvana on a black cassette and Nevermind by Nirvana on a silver cassette. I have Dawn FM by The Weeknd on cassette. Don't know why. Haven't listened to the album, but I also have Clancy on a red cassette by 21 Pilots, and I saved my favorite cassette for last. This is Johnny Paycheck. This is a cassette that I've never listened to. The album is Lovers and Losers by Johnny Paycheck, and I've never listened to this album. But the reason that I have it on cassette is because one time me and my best friend Connor were going to Goodwill to get costumes for a movie that we were filming. It's just a regular cassette. And when we bought a coat, because we were like, oh, this character that we were doing would wear this coat. And when we got in the car, this cassette was in the pocket of the coat. And we took it out and we were like, who the fuck is Johnny Paycheck? And since then, I have cherished this cassette because it reminds me of a funny story with my best friend. And really, at the end of the day, that's what music is supposed to do, is remind you of either a happy moment or a moment that changed you or a really important moment in your life. And so Johnny Paycheck always makes me think of Connor. So that's all the music that I have. I have no more vinyls, I have no more cassettes, I have no more CDs to show you. Thank you so much for watching. Next, I'll go through all of my DVDs. That'll be a long video. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time. Get out.